lead with purpose and peace. Now, I know that my dear friend Deb here likes to break down these titles and go into the meaning. So let's just kick this off by saying, what does lead mean to you?
Oh, yeah, lead. I'm going to say, what do they say? You're a sheep. You're a fox. Now, what's the lead? What it is? You know, you have the sheep are the followers. What is the
I
lead?
see.
It's not the fox.
That's a good point. I don't know.
The black sheep, no.
Yeah, we already talked about that in another episode. You and I are both the black sheep.
Debz is a stressologist. She will stretch your mindset to think bigger than you've ever thought before, with follow-through techniques that are realistic and achievable to blow any fear out of your mind. Moira is a mindset cultivator. She will help you align your personal trinity of self-trust, inner awareness, and self-confidence so that you discover and share your unique gifts and purpose. Together, their goal with these conversations is to share how our inclinations do not always work in our best interest and to provide the knowledge to leverage the gifts that already exist within each one of us. Their desire is to help you learn how to access the habits and behaviors that will lead to positive change and your best quality of life. Welcome to your deliciously motivated mindset.
Welcome, dear friends. Guess what? We are here with another one of our deliciously motivated mindset conversations with dear Debz. That's Deb over there.
Me.
And Moira, that's me here. Here we are to go diving into another one. And guess what? This is a goodie. This one actually feels like a blending of a lot of different pieces that we've done before. So I'm actually excited to see what juicy tips are we going to come up with talking about.
I love the way you say blends, and I'm thinking there's an impact. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely a boom.
But this lead with purpose and peace. Doesn't it just feels good to say that? Purpose and peace. But before we get into the yumminess of this conversation, we like to clear our throat as we check in. And what we'd like to do is we have this tool. It's an assessment of how are you doing on all aspects of you. We like to think of the 4 pillars of you, the PEMS, physical, how are you doing physically, how are you doing emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And we rate ourselves on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being completely calm, peaceful, blissed out, zen, poised, as Deb says. And then 10 is like feeling chaotic, crazy making, oh my God, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. I feel like I'm rammed into the corner and I'm not sure if I can get out of this. And the truth is we all move up and down that scale. I'm sure every one of our listeners, myself and Deb included, can think of those 10 type moments as well as those 0 moments. And this is, so like I said, this is just a really wonderful way of just checking in. It's not to get into any big verbose storytelling of, oh my God, this is not okay to be at this number, because it's all good.
Don't compare, and you can't stuff up. I was just going to say, you can't stuff up the number.
No.
So what if you
your number is your number?
Really a 4. Like you're still going to sleep tonight. Like please don't let this. If you choose 3 and you should be a 4, and you think you should be a 4, then
there's no shoulds. We never do shoulds. They're just like not. They're not how we roll. So all that being said, my dear, what number are you at?
Oh, just had an idea. I'm just had an idea. What am I? 1.5.
Aha. Okay.
And I'm just saying a 1.5 because I feel my tasks are getting heavier today. Not heavier, longer on the list. But this is, and I would say I'm a 2.5 from that, but I'm a 1.5 because this is a great topic.
This
This
really
is a
wonderful
goodie.
topic. This
Yeah.
is a goodie. Absolutely.
Yeah.
For myself, I'm putting myself at a 2. I'm really excited for this conversation, but I'm having some problems with my throat. So if we end up that Deb has to do a fair bit of talking, you know what's happened. Behind the scenes is I've lost my voice, or a frog took over or something.
All I heard is, it's all yours, go.
So you go. But also, you know, when things like that happen, we are energetic beings, and so to me that means that there's something that I'm working through. So I'm needing to just stay mindful of that as we get into talking about lead with purpose and peace. Now, I know that my dear friend Deb here likes to break down these titles and go into the meaning. So let's just kick this off by saying, what does lead mean to you?
Oh, yeah, lead, I'm going to say, what do they say? You're a sheep, you're a fox. No, what's the lead? I can't think what it is. You know, you have the sheep are the followers. What is the lead?
I see.
It's not the fox.
That's a good point. I don't know.
The black sheep, no.
Yeah, we already talked about that in another episode. You and I are both the black sheep. That's a really good point. A trailblazer, a lead show, a way shower. I don't know about the animal though.
We do say that. They say don't be a sheep and be a follower.
Yeah.
Be
a leader.
What is it? Be a black sheep.
Well, no, I think we'll just go with be a leader. Or be a leader. Yeah, good point. So
earlier, lead, yeah. I'm gonna have to Google that in a minute. So lead with purpose and peace. So lead is definitely, and I'm not saying be the first out the gate. You don't have to be the innovator of this. Mm-hmm. It's wise to just have certainty in what you're leading and have that shoulders back. I'm leading, backing yourself. This is who I am, and you're leading with certainty, presence. You're not leading with a 10.
Totally.
You're leading with the 3 and up.
Yeah.
Because you've still got some stuff there, but this is who I am, and you're taking control of your thoughts and actions. Well, that'd be it.
That's it. No, I like that, because you see, to me also is to lead means being authentic, accessing your heart's wisdom, and really
I love that, accessing your heart's wisdom. Yeah,
but also leading by example. Walk your talk. I know both Deb and I are very much into that it's like, I am not going to suggest anything or ascribe to anything unless I'm doing it, or I've done it, or I've got that kind of process or protocol, because that to me is a really big piece about being authentically a leader, right?
That will put me in a 10 when I think about coaches, and I'm going to say the word coach, who don't lead by example.
Yeah.
Who are not transparent, who are like, that just gyrates me so much. Mm-hmm. That, I do this, and this, or do this, and this. And so do you do it? No, I don't do that. I don't do a daily gratitude ritual. Like, what? How can you say that?
Why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Absolutely.
I know it works. So why are you not doing it?
That really is such to me, that's a complete destroying of authenticity, because how can I now think of you as being authentic if you're telling me to do something that you're not doing yourself?
I know that takes me from 0 to 100 very quickly. And I hear people who've had conversations, with other mentors or other coaches, I'm going to say, or facilitators or anything, and guidance people, and you're like, they're not doing it. Mm-hmm. Why would you listen to someone who's not doing it? Mm-hmm. Like that is definitely, so that lead with purpose and peace. When we break that lead down as, accessing your wisdom, but also just knowing who you are.
Very much so. Super important. Just and then to your point about the thing about not being a sheep, oftentimes people can get into that because they don't have a confidence within themselves, or they haven't given themselves permission to say, you know what, I don't care how many people follow this ism or this belief, it's right for me, and I'm going to be this, it's like I'm quite happy to walk down that path by myself, if that's the way it is.
That's a perfect, because just because everyone else is doing it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it.
That's right.
But the other thing is, if everyone else is doing it and it appeals to you, do it.
Okay. But do it because it aligns with you, for no other reason, because it aligns with you. Lights you up and feels authentic.
Yeah.
Right. It feels like that.
Yeah. And so when I think about that, that authenticity, I think about that, and I have these pet words that I'm sure you've probably heard. Moira's like, what, off camera or on camera? My words that drive me insane are should, and ought to, and have to, and need to, and that
woulda, coulda.
Yeah, those wordings are really freaking important.
Mm-hmm.
And even if it's in your head and you say, I should have done this, it's still already out there in the universe. Okay, so even you go, oh, but I didn't say it aloud. Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I did. Your vibration.
You heard it
there. It's in your vibe.
Yeah. Didn't say it aloud, but you did, because there's other things that listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they are my words. That so you cannot lead. I'm being very firm on this. You cannot lead if you are should, ought, need, have to, survival, because they're all survival words. And when definitely you can survive through them, but that is not a leader when you should do this.
Yes.
And you ought to do this, or need, shoulda, oughta, coulda.
Well, because nobody, like, you're never going to say, oh, I should follow my purpose. That just like, no.
You can see Moira, I'm sure her eyes are rolling in the back of her head now. And as coaches, as facilitators, we hear those things. And you're like,
we do.
Wait for a moment, then in we go. Now let's go back to that word should. Let's just reassess there, because there's a big block.
So that's actually, I'm glad you brought that up, because I think when I have clients or students saying the should or have to, or I will let them do it for a time until I can get like, let's press pause now.
And going back 3 minutes ago, you said.
My thing is reframe it into I choose.
Yeah.
What do you choose? And I can choose things that I need to do because of a greater piece. It's not like everything that I do completely lights me up and sets my heart on fire.
Changing that word choose. I mean, I say I love to.
Yeah.
Because I spread as much love as I can anywhere. So if I need to do the clean the house. Let's do that one. I need to clean the house. Okay, so there's a big word there. I need to clean the house. You can feel your shoulders. Everybody say that. I need to clean the house. You can feel your shoulders. Everything is, and even changing that, I choose to clean the house. Makes you, the word I choose to clean the house makes it go, shit, I'm choosing something for me.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. And it feels different. And then I do that little bit. I love to clean the house.
Yeah.
You cannot say I love to clean the house when you can't, because when you say I love to, your whole energy that you're giving out, if someone could see you vibrate colours or whatever, that's your aura, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if you could see colours on people, apparently you can. But when you're saying I should do this or I need to do this, your colours will be dark. But when you're, I love to do this, I love to clean the house, you're just going, wow, instantly, whether you want to or not, your whole level of energy and what you're portraying out there is no longer a 10, you're coming closer to that 0, because you're also taking governance of your world, because you're choosing what you want to do.
And that leads straight into you're claiming your self-worth. You're showing up as I am worthy of making these choices. I am worthy of following the things that I love to do, as opposed to, I don't know about you, but if I have somebody saying, oh, you should do this, and the finger comes up, you should do this, and you have to do this, that doesn't make me feel very worthy. That actually will dial down your sense of self-worth. And then you're kind of like, oh, okay, I have to do this in order to try and scrape that level of self-worth up. It's like, no, you don't. No.
Yeah, and even that word, I know, to scrape that level of self-worth. The other thing is, if you're having a conversation with somebody and they say, and I remember this is a conversation I had with my daughter, and they said to her, oh, it should work. When you get off the phone, it should work. And she was like,
well, will it or won't it?
She's like, I've been on the phone for you over an hour and you want me to hang up and see if it works. And what happens then? I do a ring back and wait another hour to get hold of you and then talk to you for and she was like, no, I'm not.
Good for her.
I'm not.
Good for her.
And this was, and I remember hearing her and I was like, who is she talking to? My God, she's not very nice in that language. This is not. And I could hear her and I could hear how sharp she was getting. She must have been 17 or 18. And I was, no, should isn't going to work for me. You need to know this. And I was like, wow, listen to her. She's a little, and I would have said she was aggressive. And my daughter's like so complete opposite of me. and I could hear how sharp it was. And there is nothing, if somebody says it should work, make them accountable that it will work. Just have to say that, because we say, oh, I should do this. But if someone else is saying to you, it should work, go home, plug it in, it should work. No, I'm not traveling 4 hours home to plug it in and find it's not working. No, you should just fix it right here, right now. So
and that shows a high level of self-worth on her point.
Yeah.
On her part, right?
Yeah. She's obviously had should drummed into her, but it was a conversation. And I was like, yeah, because I hear people say should in my role and I go, and I often don't hear it as much as I'm outside of my office because I'm in a different vibration. Yeah. But when people do say to me, you're asking somebody to see if the phone's going to work or this is going to work, you take it home, it should work. Yeah, what? You don't have certainty in what you're selling me. Right. Is that what I just hear? Oh, no. I want 100% certainty that this is going to work.
Absolutely. And this lead with purpose and peace, it is demanding implicit trust and certainty. Yeah. Because, the other, you're talking about the should, something else that I kind of squeal the brakes on too, is if you ask somebody and they say, oh, I suppose.
Had a physical reaction then.
So you're like, do you want me to do that? Oh, I suppose. Well, do you want me to or not? Yes or no? It's really easy. But so what does I suppose mean?
Yeah, I know. It's just, where is the
the certainty that the yes to that no, I don't care if it's a yes or no, but just say yes or no.
I think for me, yeah, and it's willy-washy. Didn't you know what willy-washy means?
Willy-washy.
When it's willy-washing is when it's
wishy-washy. I think that's what you mean. Wishy-washy. Yeah. But that wishy-washy behavior is certainly not leading with purpose and peace. And it's like, Debz now has this whole thing around wishy-washy willy-washies.
I've got tears in my eyes. Wishy-washy. How did I get that? Tears in my eyes. I'm having a hot flush. Anyway, wishy-washy. Wishy-washy is so unattractive, is what I was about to say. So is willy-washing too. I'm sure that's
definitely.
If it's not yours. Okay, going back to that wishy-washy. Oh, Moira, God, wishy-washy is so unattractive. You don't want to be around those wishy. You don't want to be around those people.
No, because but it's actually, as we're sort of feeling into that, the idea of the wishy-washy can't make up their mind, kind of, it's like based on what, because sometimes I wonder, is it because they can't make a decision on their own, so they're kind of deferring to you, like, you make up my mind, But then it makes me wonder, where's their sense of self-worth and self-awareness? Right?
Totally. And that self-worth is so sitting around on every single point we've talked about. This is lead with purpose and peace.
Yeah.
And it is self-worth, but you're right. Where is their level of this? And it's important to not jump in on other people's certainty.
No, for sure. So find your own.
Yeah, that
access
you believe
your own.
Yeah. And I just so often come up with a little thing. I just think I'm have to mute myself.
She's getting the giggles still about the wishy-washy, I suppose. So that thing is that you were just starting to say about not deferring to other people's certainty, because it is so important that each one of us, if you wanted to distill the sense of purpose for each one of us, number one is to know yourself, know thyself, right? Yeah. And so that means, how does it make you feel when you're doing something in this rhythm, or feeling certain about something else, or even when you don't feel certain about something, but saying, okay, I'm not quite sure what the best way is, I'm going to try this way, and know that if this doesn't work, I'm going to try the next one and the next one until I get the resounding, yes, this is the one that clicks for me. As opposed to when you defer to doing it somebody else's way and saying, well, I have to do it this way because so-and-so said so, or other people do it this way, or whatever explanation you put in here, actually, it's almost like you're creating a filter or a buffer between you checking in with your own inner wisdom. And how can you be certain about something if you're just listening? Oh, I'm going to run along with them because they told me that's how it's going to be. But yet maybe your inner wisdom's going, that's not your direction. That's not the best way for you.
We get influenced. We're easily influenced by a lot of others, and it is that shiny object. Oh, they've got something I haven't got. Yeah. Oh, look, they've lost weight. Oh, look, they've got a new partner. Oh, look, they're doing this. We're just constantly looking at things, and social media is plays a large part on that.
Yeah, for sure.
And definitely has more in the last couple of years than ever, I believe, of getting messages out there to people. But we do listen to so many others and forget our importance. And I know, and I look at my little Post-it note on my computer, I know if you're wavering on the decision, I've got the 3 questions in front of me. Is this good for me?
Right.
Is this good for others? And do I want it?
Yeah. And
all 3 must be a yes for this. So when you're wavering on decision, know that, is this good for me? Is this good for others? And do I want it? If you can say yes, 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 then do it.
Good. Then go for it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
A quick wee message before we get back to this episode. You can get access to a special gift Moira and Debz have put together for you. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift. When you sign up, you'll receive instant access to an inner peace kit and the 30 Days of Wisdom program, both of which is intended to help you feel deliciously motivated right away. Go to deliciouslymotivatedmindset.com/gift.
But even if you're starting to assess those 3 questions, you've already got a wobble sitting in there. So there's already some emotion sitting in there, because otherwise you're going to look and go, oh, I'm going to buy that car, or oh, I'm going to buy this, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. And there's no decision, no thought process. This is who I am. And that is around your decision. And then someone else goes, oh, can you afford that? Can you do this? Are you sure you want to leave your family for so long? Are you sure? And you start listening to other people's ideas. So our surroundings are really important. And so those 3 questions, is this good for me? Is this good for others? And do I want it? Is a great one just to go bang, bang, bang. Yep, done. make that decision. If you don't want to sit and spend hours and hours trying to decide pros and cons of this and that and this and, you know, where am I at and what I do, let me just wait 6 hours and I'll make a decision. But that's just a quick way of decision, because there you're leading with purpose.
Absolutely. But, you know, it's interesting, like you're saying, everybody else has opinion. Oh, you know, can you afford it? And how about this? But I believe that we attract that kind of dialogue. Our own energy will attract it, because like you said, it's a little bit of a wobble. If you've got a wobble in your energy, you're saying, yeah, I'm committing to doing this, but you're thinking, oh, really? Should I? I'm not sure. Then you're going to attract that. The key piece is to, number one, lead with purpose and peace means, well, that's interesting. Somebody's voicing a doubt that maybe I need to just put my hand on my heart and reassess. Maybe I need to go and reassess and do those 3 questions that you just mentioned, right?
Yeah.
But don't then allow the external message to derail you. Take it in as a gift to say, oh, maybe I need to reignite my yes.
Yeah.
To follow that, right?
I think one of the beautiful thing, yes, and you said take as a gift. You know, look at life as a gift. Definitely, because it is a gift.
Yeah.
You know, it's an honor and a privilege, and it's a gift to be here.
Yeah.
And if you're not living your day with purpose and peace and fulfillment and glitter bombing and love, whatever you want to call it, you know, then there's something to reassess for yourself.
Yeah. And so you say, you can pause and say, thank you. What's this? What is this telling me or teaching me or opening me up to?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, totally. It is, and it's all self-reflection. Yeah. But it's your self-reflection, not what other people tell you.
That's right.
You know, I remember a girl, I don't know if I ever shared this. I remember a girl telling me that I was a drunk. Oh, I don't know. Oh.
You were a drunk.
Oh, surprise. Way back. And they said, oh, we can, and she did an intervention with me, and I didn't even know what interventions were. And this is, I don't know, 10 years, it must have been more than 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years, 15 years. And she said to me, we're concerned about you because when you go out, you drink so much and you become so loose, and we're concerned about you. And I was like, oh, okay. So I listened to everything she was saying, and I thought, do I tell her the truth or do I not? And the truth was, I wasn't drinking. Every time I went out with these girls, they drank so much I couldn't keep up. So I wasn't drinking. I would have a vodka and soda, but it wasn't. It was just soda water.
Wow.
And because I didn't want to offend them. Right. I didn't want, I wanted them to still think I was cool, drink, And she came to me and told me I was a problem with my looseness of drinking, and I was too drunk and all this. And I'm thinking, well, actually, you're the one who's shacked up with your husband's mate in the toilet, I don't know how many times, but I'm the one with the problem drinking. Okay. And then I actually said to her, I took it all on board, and I said, okay, I will assess when we go out this weekend. Thank you for letting me know. Right. And that weekend, I actually didn't change anything. And she came to me the next day and she said to me, see, you were just still the same. You were still the same and all this. And I said, did you notice I drove home last night? And she was like, no, I don't even remember getting home. And I'm like, no, you didn't know. I drove home last night. I was the driver. I didn't drink, and I'm still the same person, still loud. Let's all go have a boogie, like all that, whatever, having fun. Yep. But she labeled me as an alcoholic, right? Because every weekend we were going out, or the weekends we were going out, we were getting written off. But I wasn't writing myself off because I didn't doing that.
So she was just literally seeing herself in you.
Yes.
And projecting it. Wow.
Yeah. So the surroundings of people around you are really important. And being transparent with them. Now, I thought I needed to tell her I wasn't. I thought I needed to pretend I was drinking to stay in with the clan. Right. Well, I'm the one who got labeled frickin' alcoholic. I'm the only one who wasn't drinking. And the other one who wasn't shagging like they were shagging. Right, but I was the one labeled. And it was really interesting to see that from a human dynamics point of view. That
Completely.
was phenomenal for me to go, wow. So I did just go out and still be exactly the same, because I thought, I'll just see if she wonders, oh, Deborah, I told you about your drinking or something, you know. But it was interesting how much of an impact I thought this group had on me to contain me. And that is, and so I'm saying that because your surroundings are important, but I wasn't leading with purpose then.
No, nor peace even, because your sense of peace would have been derailed. I have to be this kind of persona.
I have to perform.
Yeah.
To keep up. I had to perform, and I had to tell a lie, which is something.
To keep up appearances, right?
Yeah. And what type of appearance did I really want, Deborah? Like that I'm a drunk, and they all thought I was drunk. And I honestly thought about it afterwards, and I thought, how many times have you all had conversations about me being drunk and this and this and this?
Yeah.
Do you not actually look and go, the next morning, I'm not the one being sick? Have you ever stopped to go, why are you driving your child to sport the next day? And why are you doing this? Because shouldn't you be over the limit, the amount you drunk? No. You know, but it's interesting how much of an impact someone else's words and actions have turned me to be the complete opposite of who I was as such.
But isn't that's such a fascinating piece here too, because one of the tips we've already gone over in this conversation today is about knowing thyself. But oftentimes people, they squirm at that one. They get uncomfortable because sometimes sitting and being honest with who and what you are at the core is uncomfortable. And it's way easier to look at and say, you've got this flaw, or you need to fix this, or you need an intervention over here, because that's way easier than sitting and going, oh, I drink too much, or I party too much, or I'm unhealthy, or right?
Yeah. And every tip we've given goes back to that self-worth.
It does. This one's huge, that lead with purpose and peace, because you are worthy of it. We all have it. It's just a lot of listening to the opinions of other people and thinking that you have to give more importance to that than coming into your own sense of purpose and peace. That's priority, and that's what elevates your sense of self-worth, right?
Yeah. And and knowing it is that knowing that you're here to have a fulfilling life, knowing that you're here to have an impact in this world, knowing that I'm here. Like that's the important thing.
And you have the right to take up space, and you have the right to find your rhythm and your pace and your things that light you up and that give you a sense of meaning and accomplishment and appreciation and happiness and all of those things, right?
Yeah. And you've mentioned before is I've got this.
Yeah.
And that's that tip as well. I've got this. I've got this. Reminding yourself, I've got this.
Absolutely.
And I think I love, for me, I love the part of you've been through chaos before. Now you may not have gone through breaking your thumb. You may not have gone through breaking your thumb before, but you've been through issues before with your thumb. You've been through, mindset challenges.
Trauma.
You've been through trauma. Whatever it is, you've been through something and you've survived and you are here today.
Yeah.
So thinking that I've got this, I've been through stuff before. You may not have been through the exact same form that it's in or whatever, but you've been through stuff and you got through.
Right.
And when you got through, you survived. Like you didn't just get through and pop off at the end, because you wouldn't be listening to this podcast right now. But you actually survived. So it's reminding yourself, I've got this.
I've got this. And also when we use that, I've got this, we're reminding ourselves that we are resilient, right? Yeah. So like you say, we have gone through lots of different types of trauma and turmoil and upheaval and change, and we're still here, we're still writing it, but it also proves that we are all resilient too, right?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful way to keep coming back to that sense of purpose and peace.
Yeah.
Ease and balance.
Yeah, I love that. And I love that. We've got some great wee tips here. I'm conscious of the time here, you know, it's like go out of time. I'm the timekeeper, by the way, everybody. So if we go over or under every week, it's me.
We know what's happened.
Deborah got distracted. So is there anything you'd like to give another tip on leading with purpose and peace that we think we've missed out today?
I think the one thing that I would say, and I think we've kind of addressed it in these tips, but is to exercise your intuitive muscle. Keep coming back to your inner wisdom, because this sense of purpose and peace, it bubbles up from within you. It's not something that's going to be told to you or handed down to you in some other external way. So it's about, I think that leading with purpose and peace, you need to have some kind of regular check-in to listen. And I'm putting my fingers in the air, listen. And listen can mean through your feelings, through your inner guidance, through your gut sense, those kind of things. So I think that that's a really important part to, you know, getting aligned with what purpose and peace is for you.
Yeah, I love that. I love the old intuitive muscle. I think that's something that we seem to forget.
Yeah. Yeah. When we get too caught up into the doing of stuff.
Yeah, the doing. So we've got some amazing little tips here. Am I shutting this, or
Yes, you are? No, you are.
So you just see my certainty on that one. And the reason I was saying that is, did we get a pen and paper at the start? Because if you didn't get your pen and paper, I want you to grab your pen and paper now and write.
I forgot to say that. I think I forgot to say that. So you need your pen and paper now.
Yeah, right now. You should get your pen and paper. You ought to. You need to. Now.
Oh, you may choose to.
Yeah. You'd love to. It's wise to get your pen and paper.
Yes.
Now, I'm going to go through the tips. So number one I have is, when we talked about the lead, we talked about accessing your heart wisdom.
Yeah.
That is, and the two tips I wrote down is knowing who you are and authenticity. And they are knowing who you are, just that, knowing who you are.
Yeah, that know thyself.
Yeah. If you are emotional about that when you say, who am I? Please reach out to Moira or I.
Yeah, definitely.
Because our intention with these podcasts or conversations is not to give you in a pickle.
Yeah.
Our intention is to go, oh, there's a thought process. Oh, and just
to inspire you. Yeah.
Just level yourself up bit by bit by bit. So if I say knowing who you are and you go, I don't know who I am. Because identity crises happen when traumatic events happen or something catastrophic, I would say, happens. We can pivot in our identity. Yeah. So if you're struggling with that, then please reach out to Moira. But definitely accessing your heart wisdom and knowing who you are and authenticity is one that I would say that was our first one. And that was the word lead, from the word lead.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So I had kind of a summation similar to that, but the next one I had here was the word should. And that we need to take that out of our vocabularies. And so our suggestions was, and I think we have 3 suggestions, is I choose to, or I love to, or it's wise to. Right.
It's wise to is my favorite when you're trying to get somebody to do something for you.
Right. It's wise to do it that way.
Because if you told your children it's wise to put your underpants on in the right way because, or even it's just wise, they're going to go, oh, I'm a wise person when they put their underpants on. So that's instantly you're going to be reprogramming them and say, oh, I'm wise. I've got my underpants in the right way.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Wise too. The next one I've got is, I've actually wrote something down and I had to cross off the first word, and I wrote wishy-washy. And you know the first word I had, and the reason I say wishy-washy is your energy. Yeah. What is that energy that you're giving out? What is the energy that people around you are doing? And so be aware of that energy that you're giving, and that you're leading with purpose and peace.
Definitely.
Wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy. Well, the thing about the wishy-washy that we were talking about was when people start saying, I suppose. So we just talked about the should, but I suppose. So it's like, no, if you have any propensity to say, oh, I suppose I can do this, or I suppose that's a good way to do it. It's like, no, perhaps are you sliding into that sort of wishy-washy and losing certainty? So this is something that's really, really important, is find your flavor or your definition, your recipe that creates certainty for you. Yeah, that's very important part with the whole lead with purpose and peace, right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yes. Oh,
the next one.
I just wanted to interject something into the top tip you said about the access heart wisdom and don't be authentic and know thyself. I actually made a wee note there too saying don't be a sheep.
Yeah, I pulled up the sheep followers meaning on my other computer, but it's too much to read while I'm sitting here. Yeah, don't be a sheep.
Don't be a sheep. Follow your own authentic self.
Don't be a sheep.
Yeah.
There's actually a really good meme on a sheep. I'm going to see if I can find it. Meme on sheep. I'm going to see if I can find it and post it. It's quite funny about, okay, is it your turn or my turn?
Your turn, and then I have one more.
Okay. Good for me, good for others, and do I want it?
Yes.
And that is a great one of making decisions.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're questioning yourself, you already know there's a little ickleness in there anyway. So if you're questioning yourself, you're not a 0.
Yeah.
You're possibly a 4 or a 5 or a 3 or something. But that is a great one to just recalibrate your mind. Get present. Is it good for me? Is it good for others? And do I want it? Yep. Yes, yes, yes. If there's a yes, yes, and a no, zip.
Yep,
it's a no.
That's a no-go.
Yeah, yeah. Perfect.
Yes, excellent. The last one that I wanted to share that I noted down was about that scenario when we talked about when other people come and say, oh, you know, it's too expensive, or you can't afford that, or what about this or that, is to just pause. Don't follow the opinion, but understand that you attracted it, and it's a time to look at, do you have a wobble? Are you questioning or doubting about your own purpose or your own sense of ease or peace? So it's like, just press pause for a wee moment and go within, right? It's just because you're going to lead from your heart, lead from within. But if you're attracting these naysayers or the doubters, then you did it, and that's okay. That's a good thing. But it's to see sometimes I think that when we attract things, the universe can sometimes provide us little questions. Really? Yeah. You really want it? And so then you can come back and check with those 3 questions, or you can go, yeah, I actually really do want it. It's not like I suppose.
Yeah.
Right.
And it does. It's just a self check-in. It's, you know, like we did the 0 to 10 at the start. It's a great little self check-in to go, this is making me wonder. Yeah. Yep. I've got a couple here, and I've got life is a gift.
Yes.
Even just saying that, just feel
so good. Absolutely. Yeah.
And you can put your hand on your heart, and life is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love that. Life is a gift. Yeah. Surroundings, drunk Debz. I've written down drunk Debz. Drunk, sober Debz. And knowing thyself. Yeah.
Knowing thyself. Like what the common things that threaded throughout this conversation today was the know thyself and the self-worth.
Yeah.
Keep your self-worth high. You are worthy.
Yeah.
The fact that you're here listening to us and in whatever situation you're in says you have personal worth.
Yeah. Every single one, it comes down to that self-worth.
It really does.
You know, the next tip I wrote down is I've got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've got this.
That one's a really good one for hand over your heart, and I've got this. Nice deep breath. I've got this.
Yeah. I love that. I've taught so many people that, and it just straight away.
Yep.
And the last one I've got is your intuitive muscle.
Yes. I didn't note that down, but absolutely. Exercise your intuitive muscle.
Yeah. And I love that. I love all of them. So if there's anything that we've missed off, please let us know. Or anything that you don't resonate with, or even if you do resonate with it, that would be super, super awesome. And so at the start, we rated ourselves, and you rated yourself. You
did.
Listeners,
We know
Moira,
you did.
Not Moira. Yep. You better have. You should have. You ought to have. So I was a 1.5. What were you? A 2?
I was a 2. Yeah.
And so where are you sitting now?
I'm actually at a 0. I'm feeling really good. I didn't cough. I did not cough or lose my voice at all.
Oh, I had to turn my heating down, really, because I had tears in my eyes. That was bad. I lost it. I literally lost it.
That was fun. That was fun.
So hot. And I'm in a jumper. Yeah, it was so hot. So I had to turn the freaking heating down. Yeah. But I'm actually a 0 because I feel, even though I came in with a list of things, so I feel really complete. I feel really complete. Yeah. So let us know what number you're at. That will be awesome, and put it into our Facebook group will be awesome. But what you can do is you can also, is one of the things we love to see from us is that we're giving you value.
Yes.
I would love to know that you have shifted from your higher number to your lower number.
Definitely.
Let us know. Let us know what worked, what didn't. So, but if you really liked this, if you really liked today, the next step is sharing. That's it. Share this with people, get them to listen to it, have a conversation, ask them what they liked, ask them what they didn't. It's a great conversation opener, but it's great to listen in the car as you're driving along, but also be aware that you might not have pen and paper to take notes when you're driving. So that's this. But that was today's Deliciously Motivated Mindset conversation with Debz and Moira, and this is Leading with Purpose and Peace. We trust you got some value from today. Moira, is anything you'd like to say before we say au revoir?
No, just access your purpose. You're already doing it. And find your rhythm of peace. Follow your intuition.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Moira. And thanks for the podcast. We will see you next week. Hear you next week. Yeah.
Excellent. Thanks, Debz. Thanks, listeners. Bye.
Bye.